Ghettos by Kayla Honeysett, Shruti Umashankar, Carly Smith, and Landry Whitaker. Ghettos are a part of a city occupied by a minority group or groups. The term ghetto originated from the name of the Jewish quarter in Venice, Italy. During the Holocaust, ghettos isolated Jewish communities by separating them both from the non-Jewish population and from other Jewish communities. They were mainly located in German-occupied Poland and the Soviet Union, where at least 1,000 ghettos were established. The largest ghetto was in Warsaw, Poland, but many other large ones were in Lodz, Krakow, Białystok, Lvov, Lublin, Vilna, Kovno, Zestaczowa, and Minsk.
There were three major types of ghettos during the Holocaust. The types included closed ghettos, open ghettos, and destruction ghettos. Closed ghettos, the main type, were closed off by walls or fences with barbed wire. The Warsaw Ghetto was an example of a closed ghetto. Open ghettos had no walls or fences, but there was a restriction on entering and leaving. Finally, destruction ghettos were tightly sealed off and existed for only 2 to 6 weeks before the Germans deported the Jews to concentration camps or exterminated them. Some of the many destruction ghettos were Lodz, Lvov, and Krakow.
The living conditions in the ghettos were not ideal. Firstly, the ghettos were very crowded because multiple families were placed into one house or apartment. In the Warsaw Ghetto alone, more than 400,000 Jews lived in an area of 1.3 square miles. Secondly, the Nazis limited the amount of food people could eat, which caused many people to starve to death or die trying to smuggle food in for their families. Small children in the Warsaw Ghetto sometimes helped smuggle food to their families and friends by crawling through narrow openings in the ghetto wall. Another major cause of death was the lack of clothes. In the cold, harsh winters, many people froze to death. In addition to the living arrangements, lack of food, and lack of clothes, the Jews were forced to work. In the Lodz Ghetto, for example, Jews worked in plants and factories to produce goods for the German war effort.
The people placed into ghettos were Jews, and the people enforcing the laws were Jews. Jewish councils, called Judenrats, were established by Nazis to enforce Nazis' policies and laws. This made decisions for the Judenrat very difficult because they had to be controversial. One of the many challenging tasks they had to perform was provide lists of names of people to be deported. When faced with this life-changing decision, some council members, such as Adam Kurniazow, committed suicide rather than sending other members of their faith to certain death. On the other hand, some members, such as Joseph Parnes, refused to do the task and they were executed. Although Judenrats were faced with many difficult decisions, they also fought for better living conditions and sought to save lives. In Lodz, Mordechai Chaim Rukomsky implemented a rescue through labor policy which saved hundreds of Jews from deportation.
In conclusion, the Germans regarded the establishment of ghettos as a provisional measure to control and segregate Jews.
There were three different types of ghettos, which were closed ghettos, open ghettos, and destruction ghettos.
The living conditions were very harsh, which led to many deaths from lack of food or lack of clothing in the winter.
Law enforcers in the ghetto were Judenrats, a Jewish council appointed by the Nazis.
Due to the harsh conditions, the ghettos were a place undesired by any Jew.